Well, hello there, chat. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the basement on this here Saturday evening, and we done had some breaking news today, and oh boy, is it interesting at the least. It evokes possibilities. We shall talk about them, and of course, I have my own thoughts on the Supergirl trailer. They're probably similar to many you've heard, but I'm still gonna fucking say them. And then, of course, multiple Doomsday trailers. Holy shit! So fill your cup and light your smoke, because it's time to get nerdy. Hello. Welcome to the basement. It's Saturday night. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good back half of the week and a good beginning to your weekend. It's been a pretty good day today. Had a good day. Went out, made some money. Took Mrs. Kellen to get an MRI. Then we did a little bit of stuff. And then we had dinner. And then we went and saw the kids and grandkids. And then we came home. And now, streaming. We are gathered here together to get nerdy. So what's up, everyone? We got Spicy Dan, we got Brooke, we got Discord servers being dropped left and right. Fuck yeah. Just watched Annihilation. Nice. Now I just gotta remember what that one is about. Already click like, good deal. Appreciate you. Decent week, yay. Executive Judge, what's up? Started your watch of the Dark Knight trilogy last night? Cool. What'd you think of Batman Begins? What did you think of Batman Begins? Annihilation stars Natalie Portman. I still can't remember what it's about. Oh, that. Okay. I have a vague recollection of that movie. I didn't watch it. I just have a vague recollection of its existence. Yeah. Sci-fi horror Lovecraftian type film. Cool. Cool. What up, Delta Dan? How you doing, bro? Absolute Batman number 15 drop. Nice. Oh, shit. That reminds me. I'll be right back. Felt really slow during the part training with the League of Shadows. Yeah, that part is just a wee bit slow. Yeah. So, one of the stops Mrs. Chillen and I made today, we went to the comic shop. It's called State of Comic because we wanted to get my son-in-law some comics for his birthday. And while we were there, I found out that DC is doing like little books of stories like this. The whole Court of Owls story is right here. I haven't read it yet because I just fucking got it today. You can bet this bitch is getting read tomorrow. At some point. Probably tomorrow evening. Yeah, so pick this up today. Marvel isn't doing like little mini books like this or whatever in it. So, like, get on the fucking ball, Marvel, because this is hits. This is the whole Court of Owls saga. Just kind of shrank a bit. And it was 10 fucking bucks. They had the Hush one there, too. I took a few minutes to decide. I couldn't get both. So I took a few minutes to decide between Hush and this one, and I ended up landing this one. I'm so going back to the Hush one. Well, Dark Knight's amazing, dude. Dark Knight is amazing. Dark Knight Rises, decent. Yeah, the Dark Knight is. It's up there. It's up there. It's arguably, I'm not saying it for sure is, but it is arguably the greatest comic book movie ever made. I mean, Logan's right up there too. That movie's fucking amazing. But damn. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. It is definitely the weakest one, but yeah, it's still a good movie. But yeah. Yeah, it's definitely nowhere near The Dark Knight. And I don't even think it quite matches Batman Begins, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Logan is damn fine. You want to see the Doomsday trailer now? Oh, don't worry. It'll probably be out Thursday night or Friday. I would imagine. I mean, obviously not officially, but I imagine it'll be out Thursday night or Friday. Yeah, I guess you could say this is my haul. Oh, there we go. Josh had a good vid on rumors about the. Oh, is that the one he dropped today? I have not had a chance to watch it. If that's the one you're talking about. Oh yeah, that's right, the fourth one. I forgot that. Sure. Oh, no. That was close. I almost done fucked the stream up right there. That was a close one. Isn't there an evil Batman called Owlman? Yeah, he's on an alternate Earth. They end up the Justice League and his basically evil version of the Justice League fought. I think it's Crisis on Two Earths, and I really only know that because I watched the animated movie. DC animation is fucking amazing, bro. I don't know why they can't do something like. I don't know why they can't do that. I just don't understand it. Makes no sense. Makes no friggin' sense. Spicy Dan's back. Spicy Dan's back. I swear, fucking Streamlabs and the back end can never, or almost never agree on how many viewers I have. They do off and on. DC needs to find its own Kevin Feige. Yeah. Yeah, they're having they're not having great luck with that shit. They're trying it with Gunn. But Gunn is an ass executive. And he meddles. The Glazers don't want to believe it, but he's a meddler. Gunn didn't write or direct Supergirl. Yeah, but he's the head of the studio. Fuck dick. Means he gets what he wants. And if he refuses to let go of Guardian vibes, well, then guess what? You're going to get. Anyway, we'll be talking about that. Show. No, he has not. Too busy concentrating on the super family for that, I guess. Well, see, the thing is we already have 3 Guardian movies. Then there's the Suicide Squad, which, although it doesn't take place in space, has big time Guardian vibes just because of the way the movie's constructed and the dialogue and all that shit. Same thing with Creature Commandos, not in space, but gunny. So, like, it's almost all his movies in a row are like that. It's time to, stop it. Anywho. Oh, isn't that something? Huh. Wonder if anyone else has noticed what I just noticed. That's really interesting. That's okay. Well, okay. All right. Don't worry. We'll get to what I just found. We will get there. All right. Shall we begin? Of course, I just distracted myself into 5 different ways of not knowing what I want to start with. That was all right. You know what, chat? We're going to begin with Marvel. Oh, there it is, taken down. Damn it. I was hoping we'd get to watch that shit before it got taken down. The prologue to the Odyssey had made it back on again. Already? Oh. Damn. I'm assuming he won. Who'd he wrestle? And there's probably going to be a fair chunk of Mike time saying goodbye, too, I would imagine. I mean, respect, though. Dude had a hell of a career. And now he's one of James Gunn's people. There's a John Cena Jackie Chan film called Hidden Strike. I was not aware of that movie's existence. That's interesting. John Cena and Jackie Chan together in the same movie. All right, chat. We are going to begin in Marvel. And we are going to begin with part 2 of the of the Alex Perez Q&A from his Discord or Patreon now. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's his Q&A part 2. Most of which we probably won't give a shit about, but hopefully there's a nugget in here. Here we fucking go. We begin with Champions / Young Avengers. I'm already disinterested. Do you have any information on who could be the villain for the Champions series? I mean, they can shelf that shit. I heard a rumor a while back that they were looking at Novar for the project, but it's been a minute, so I'll have to follow up on that. I'm not familiar with Novar, but that is a Kree name. I know that much. Like Marvel was a Kree. Darben. It's a Kree name. I'm kind of disgusted that I remember Darben's name, honestly. So maybe Novar, but ooh, yay, only one question on them. Will Luke Cage and Iron Fist show up in Daredevil Born Again Season 2? Or is this something that we shouldn't expect this season anymore? I wouldn't expect that this season. Maybe a few minor nods, but there's still more seasons of Daredevil Born Again to put out. You gotta let it simmer. I'll tell you, chat. I would love to see Iron Fist again, but not with Finn Jones playing him. I can't stand that motherfucker. He annoys the absolute hell out of me. He's not a good actor. No Finn Jones, please and thank you. But anyway. But yeah, bring me the character of Iron Fist. I'll take Danny Rand. That'll be fun. I just don't want fucking Finn Jones playing him. That's all. Luke Cage. Yeah, Luke Cage show was really good. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, it's like 3rd out of the 4. I mean, yeah. Like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. Actually, no. Luke Cage, Defenders, then Iron Fist. But Defenders was way weaker than I thought it was going to be, and it should have been. I was disappointed in Defenders. Anyways. Ooh, Fantastic Four. Good subject. What do you think the Fantastic Four's role will be like post Secret Wars? Trying to adapt to their new reality and also raising their family. Wow, that was pithy. Do you have any insight on the future of the Future Foundation in the MCU? It's just mainly Reed's cover to explore the multiverse. That's as much as I know currently. Okay. I don't know how much I like that because he was actually dead-ass serious about the Future Foundation in the comics. Like, super serious about that shit. That's not a concept I'm really super thrilled about, but okay. Is there still a future for Shia LaBeouf in the MCU as the main Silver Surfer? Fucking better not be. Better give us fucking Nor and Rad, you asswipes. And Shia LaBeouf's cool. I thought they represented her well as a surfer in the movie, but you know, she belongs in her alternate universe that gets blown the fuck up. And main Silver Surfer needs to be Norrin Rad. Why would he need to study the multiverse if it's already taken care of in Secret Wars? Well, they rebuild the multiverse. We go from a multiverse to another multiverse, but it's fresh rebuilt. And not the same anymore. They're not the same as it was. Memories have been altered. It's a whole thing. Actually, like the Silver Surfer from Rise of the Silver Surfer. Oh yeah, no, Rise of the Silver Surfer is underappreciated. Like once it gets past that goofy ass shit in the beginning and actually gets to when Norrin Rad gets to Earth, that movie takes the fuck off at that point. Just gotta get through that stupid ass club scene and shit. Anyway, yeah. Alex says there may be a possibility, but I haven't heard anything about the surfer. Well, when you hear shit, it better be Norrin Rad. Does Dr. Doom steal Franklin and use F4's ship to get away? Alex says, technically, you can't steal what's yours to begin with. There we definitely need to pause. Okay. Technically, you can't steal what's yours to begin with. Well, obviously, he's not like the Franklin in the Fantastic Four came from, Sue. We kind of watched it happen. So, but we've all heard the theory that Doom comes from another universe where he was married to Sue Storm and they had a son named Franklin. Y'all, we've talked about this rumor. And we all saw the photo at Agbo, which is the Russo brothers production company, where they had the statue of, these pseudo statues, more like mannequins. They had one dressed in Downey's outfit from SDCC 2024, the presentation. And then they had another mannequin dressed up like Sue Storm. And then they had a little child mannequin in front of them that was supposed to be Franklin. So there was that. That got everyone all excited about that being real. And now, does Dr. Doom steal Franklin and use F4's ship to get away? Technically, you can't steal what's yours to begin with. I mean, obviously, again, that Franklin came from that Sue in that universe. And that Sue, that's Reed Richards is definitely the daddy of Franklin in the 828. However, it looks like that alternate universe Doom thing is what's going to be happening, if Alex is correct, if he hasn't been lied to by his source. Now, whether the source lied to Alex could be because the source got lied to, or it could also be that the source is directly misleading him. No fucking way of knowing, especially these days. So yeah, it's looking to me that's confirmation of the Doom is not from the 828. He's from another universe, and he was married to Sue, and they had a son named Franklin, and then kaboom, and now he's angry, and he wants to go find why the incursion started and go enact, in his mind, judgment against those who were fucking around and caused some incursions. And there's more than one. It ain't just Steve, yo. It's gonna be Steve. It's gonna be Doctor Strange. Well, it would have been Dar-Ben if she hadn't died, but he'll probably blame Monica. I feel like there's more. Excuse me. Might that be if Downey Doom's from the retro universe? He was married to her that whole time. Well, imagine you are Doctor Doom, and you're living your life in universe, whatever the fuck number, and then an incursion happens, and your wife Sue Storm and your child Franklin get fucking dead, and you survive, and you're angry, and you start traveling the multiverse to figure out what the fuck happened and to enact judgment / vengeance upon those responsible. And when he pops into the 828, lo and behold, there's a Franklin there. It's technically not his version of Franklin, but it is, it's not his Franklin variant that came from his loins. That Franklin came from Reed and Sue, but it's still Franklin to Doom. Yeah. It has never been confirmed that. There's evidence that points that way. Mostly an empty chair with Latvian flag, but when the fuck? Within the last 2 or 3 streams, we did some image comparisons, and the symbols on the Latvian flag are different. Like the one we know as a Doom symbol is not the same one that's on in that scene from Fantastic Four. And the simplest reason for that is because Doom wasn't running Latveria at that point in time in 828. Somebody else was. Which means who the fuck knows what happened to 828's Doom. Maybe they have one, maybe they don't. But whatever the case, the symbol ain't the same, so that's somebody else running Latveria. So who the fuck knows where the 828 Doom is. But the Doom in that post-credit sequence, this is more evidence that he came from an alternate universe, and he's, he sees his kid again, and when he turns around, he's going to see his wife again. I mean, this movie is going to be chock full of fucking, like, emotional damage, just like left, right, and center. It's going to be crazy. You're going to have that aspect of it going on, and then like the random, all the freakouts that are going to happen when there's, oh look, it's Tony's fucking face. And this is before Doom like flips the script. This is when he's presenting himself as an ally, right? So they're all like, Yay. Holy shit, this is fucking crazy, but yay, Tony's back. Woo! And then Doom flips the script, and they all want to puke. Emotional damage, baby. Yeah. Oh, and I ate 40 milligrams of gummies right before stream, so try not to distract me too much, because you know how much I go down rabbit holes fucking normally. It'd be even worse. You have thoughts about Doomsday trailer, but you'll wait till we get there. Thank you. I'm actually quite grateful for that. Like, real talk. Okay, so that's that. Let us move on with the Q&A. Hawkeye section. All right, what's the future of our two Hawkeyes in the MCU with Jeremy Renner in some real-life controversy right now? Yeah. And Haley slash Kate not popping up much since the tease in the Marvels. Alex Perez says Kate Bishop is spearheading the Young Avengers initiative with Kamala, so expect to see them soon. As for Clint, honestly, he can stay retired. His ending is fine as is. Poor guy has been trying to live a quiet life for years. I mean, that is fair. That's a well-known motivation of his in canon. However, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but the other day, Haley Steinfeld announced her pregnancy. So, while her character is spearheading the Young Avengers initiative, evidently she was getting spearheaded by Josh Allen because there's a baby up in there. So, unless she's already filmed some Kate Bishop shit, she probably ain't going to be filming some Kate Bishop shit soon. You know? Haley Steinfeld in real life just delayed the Young Avengers initiative / champions with the help of Josh Allen. Giggity. Ooh, Hulk questions. Yay. You previously met, and if this doesn't get mentioned here, there's another rumor about Hulk I just saw today too. All right. You previously mentioned that Brand New Day would evoke a connection going back to the beginnings of the MCU and explore uncharted territory for the personal history of these two characters, Bruce Banner and Peter Parker. Can you elaborate? Shit, he doth elaborate. Here we go. The events of Brand New Day are going to force both of these characters to come face to face with their own personal trauma and guilt over the events of their past as they come bubbling to the surface. And you have to think about what effect that can have on these two characters, particularly. With Spider-Man, it's about having the emotions, thoughts, and feelings of guilt he's suppressed over the years come back out, and how being Spider-Man has completely suppressed the man behind the mask. For Hulk, it's similar, except it unleashes a big green monster on the rampage, angrier than he's ever been before. In previous iterations, Hulk, dare I say, shows restraint in the MCU. I would say mostly, except for when Wanda fucked with his brain in Age of Ultron. Yeah. Oh, he's about to mention that shit. Even during the events of Age of Ultron, when he was under the control of the Scarlet Witch, people were seriously injured and scared, but if I recall, he never killed anyone. Oh, I'm sure if I went back and watched that, I could find a situation where someone should be fucking dead. In Brand New Day, he might get pushed to the point where he might just kill somebody. Well, where they might blatantly show it. Some of the damage he did, definitely caused collateral death, especially in that Age of Ultron scene. From what you've heard, will Hulk have a redemption arc? Alex says, quite the opposite. If what I've heard happens in Brand New Day comes to pass, he might just get hated even more. Ooh. Bro, I like that. Yeah, let's do it. While we're on the subject of Hulk, we're going to jump over to the thing I saw today. Oh, actually, we'll check this one out first. This is also directly related. So, Cosmic Marvel put out this tweet, and we just read this. Brand New Day will reportedly force Peter Parker and the Hulk to confront their personal trauma and develop their past. So, Perez quote tweets it with this. Whatever forces them to confront their personal trauma and guilt is going to have something to do with Scorpion. What? I have no goddamn clue unless there's something about the stinger. I don't know, maybe chemically enhanced or some shit. It fucks with their brains or something. I don't know, but it's interesting, but also I'm not sure how much sense it makes for that to be Scorpion. But like I said, who knows? Maybe it's chemically induced or some shit. But then there was another one. Oh, yeah. Okay. RPK dropped this earlier today. This is, someone quoting him. This mentions the trailers, real quick. Yeah, we'll air right before Avatar: Fire and Ash. Blah blah. We'll get to that. In Spider-Man: Brand New Day, Spidey and Punisher will team up to fight the Grey Hulk. The Grey Hulk? Joe motherfucking Fix-It? You know what's interesting about that? I mean, but we're going to do a little research together on how and why it would be the Grey Hulk. Because Joe Fix-It is kind of like Professor Hulk with, like, a bad attitude. He's nowhere near as smart as Professor Hulk, but he's definitely, like, way more functional than Savage Hulk. Yes, Mob Boss Hulk, potentially. But I have no idea why it would be Grey Hulk and Brand New Day. That's a little weird. But, setting aside how it would make sense for it to be Grey Hulk, the reason this is interesting, I don't know if y'all will remember. I'm about to have a real fucking Josh moment here. I don't know if you should be proud of me or, like, need to forgive me, but it's about to happen. So I don't remember how far back, but it was a Q&A, like, a long fucking time ago. Long time ago. But Alex Perez, and I don't remember if it was about Spider-Man or something else, but anyway, the Hulk in general came up, and he brought up the Grey Hulk popping up in the MCU. I wish I could remember the context. I did not bother to, like, I didn't go deep enough to where I went to try to dig it up. But yeah, like, months and months ago, Alex Perez had already hinted at the Grey Hulk. And now it's funny that so many, however fucking many months later, it was a long time ago. But I do remember talking about it on stream. Don't ask me what stream that conversation was a part of. I have no fucking idea. But it definitely did get spoken of around here. Yep. Yeah, that was a while back. But again, that came from Perez way back when. And now RPK is dropping that it's going to be the Grey Hulk that they're fighting in Brand New Day, which is quite interesting. Um, Chat, we're going to employ the use of AI. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT to summarize the Grey Hulk. Okay, cool. All right, chat. Are you ready for the wisdom of ChatGPT? I'm gonna totally trigger anti-AI people, and I don't care. So according to the ChatGPT, his origins came in Incredible Hulk #1. Oh, that's his why. The Hulk did originally appear gray. Due to printing issues, he was quickly changed to green, but Marvel later retconned the Gray Hulk as a distinct personality rather than a color mistake. Personality is as follows. The Gray Hulk, often calling himself Joe Fixit, is far more cunning, selfish, and verbally sharp than the childlike Green Hulk. He enjoys power, money, and intimidation, and is willing to manipulate or bargain rather than simply smash. He is typically weaker than the Green Hulk in raw strength, but still vastly superhuman. His strength does not increase infinitely with rage the way the Green Hulk does, making him more controlled but less unstoppable. Really? That's interesting. Traditionally, the Grey Hulk emerges as night and reverts to Banner during the day, reinforcing his role as a darker, more street-level persona. In the late 80s to early 90s, the Grey Hulk operated in Las Vegas as a mob enforcer, wearing a suit and fedora. This era emphasized crime, satire, and Hulk as an anti-hero rather than a monster. Later stories reveal the Grey Hulk represents Banner's repressed anger, ego, and survival instincts shaped by childhood abuse. He is one of several distinct Hulk personalities within Banner's fractured psyche. The Grey Hulk became foundational to modern Hulk lore, leading directly to concepts like the multiple Hulks, the merged Professor Hulk, and later explorations in Immortal. Okay. In short, the Grey Hulk is Banner's darker, more human monster, less godlike than the Green Hulk, but far more dangerous in intent and intellect. All right, chat. That's a dope-ass version of Hulk. Let's just start there. But here's what's interesting. Many people, pardon me, I need to wet the whistle. Many people, ever since it got confirmed that it was going to be the Hulk in this movie, many people, justifiably so, asked the question, what the fuck is the Punisher going to do against the Incredible Hulk? Now, obviously, the Punisher is going to end up having access to some heavy fucking weaponry in this movie. But still, a legit question. What the fuck really, really, can the Punisher do to Savage Hulk? If this really is the Grey Hulk, here's what stands out in what I just got done reading. He is typically weaker than Green Hulk in raw strength, but still vastly superhuman. His strength does not increase infinitely with rage the way Green Hulk does, making him more controlled, but less unstoppable. In other words, that's a Hulk that actually has a chance of being able to be stopped or at least slowed down enough to help stop him once you get Spider-Man up in that bitch. Uh, but yeah, that kind of helps make it more believable that the Punisher could actually do something against a Hulk. Savage Hulk, like, no. Joe Fixit, it becomes feasible that the Punisher could do a damage, slow down, possibly, depending on what tech he got a hold of, i.e. the Iron Patriot suit or some shit, because that was in comics, by the way. Punisher did have a fucking Iron Man suit. If he can get a hold of something like that against Joe Fixit, could have a little something there. So that's cool. And then there's traditionally the Grey Hulk emerges at night and reverts to Banner during the day, reinforcing his role as a darker, more street-level persona. I mean, we already know this is going to be mostly a street-level story. Not completely, but mostly. So again, we have emphasis on a street-level persona. So that's very interesting. The only thing that this does not even remotely help me with is what is going to trigger Banner so differently in Brand New Day that he goes Joe Fixit and not full on Savage. Basically, Professor Hulk with a gangster attitude and different skin tone. So that I have absolutely no idea what they're going to use to explain him going Gray Hulk instead of Green Hulk. What do you guys think, though? How would you feel if we actually do get fucking Joe Fixit instead of full-on Savage Green Hulk? What do you guys think about that shizzle? And then we'll finish up this Q&A. I'm actually glad I was able to bring it up that way. That's pretty cool. I like killing two birds with one stone, as it were. Think you still prefer Savage Green Hulk? Been way too long. That's totally fair. I feel like I'm inclined to go that way myself. It's like, just give us fucking Savage Hulk, bro. Just do it. Like, I don't want another. No offense to Joe Fixit. He seems like he's really cool, and I probably would enjoy reading comics that involve him. But stop with like these derivative alternate things and just give me a humongous, unbelievably angry Green Hulk that is just all about destruction, and there's no bit of banner conscience in him at all. That's the Hulk we've been missing. That's the Hulk we really haven't even gotten in the MCU, if you think about it. Like, the most destructive one was Norton's. I mean, Abomination helped. But, yeah. Oh, he's definitely going to try and find missiles and some rocket launchers and all kinds of fun shit like that. Yep. That's for sure. Hypersonic missiles, those would be sick. It would be okay, says Delta Dan, but I prefer Savage Green Hulk. That only fine-ass Scarjo can calm down. Well, Scarjo jumped ship, as you'll recall, and Snyder scooped who she is. So, so sad Frank is going to be one of the tropey government people who shoot at the monster with no effect. Well, that's the whole point of it being the Grey Hulk. It would have an effect. Cue the Godzilla movies, right? And Frank's going to be much more than that. Like, John Bernthal wouldn't allow bullshit. That's why he wasn't going to be in Daredevil Born Again until they sort of revamped it. But yeah, if Feige had never taken a look at that and gone, what the fuck, and then fired everybody, we would not have gotten Frank Castle back because Bernthal wasn't going to play that shit. So I imagine there's going to be a lot to that role. And let us not forget, the way it's sounding very shortly prior to Brand New Day hitting theaters is when we're going to get the Punisher special. So basically summer. And that's going to be a bridge between the end of Born Again Season 1 and Brand New Day. So, yeah. It's going to be pretty fucking... 2026 is actually going to be, once we get past January, it's going to be a pretty dope year. Well, the military isn't supposed to be reliable in monster movies. That's the point. Otherwise, what's the point of the monster if the military can just show up, blow it to hell, and then, send in other people to clean up? Oh, dude, I am so stoked for the Punisher special. What up, Griff? How you doing, man? Yeah, dude, that's going to be dope. Like, he co-wrote it. It's going to be TVMA. It's going to have Manucci. Yeah, yeah. That shit going to be amazing. I'll bet you that gives the entire season of Born Again, the entire second season of Born Again a run for its money. I'd put money on that. I bet you it might even be better. And Daredevil Season 2 comes out before that. I think that comes out in spring. So, Born Again Season 2, spring. Punisher Special, summer. Brand New Day, summer. And one leads into the next so far as Punisher is concerned. Frank gonna have a good year in 2026, bruh. Let's just hope Doomsday doesn't fumble. It's not. Doomsday is when Marvel's gonna finally walk back up to the table, whip its dick out, and drop it, and be like, "I'm back, bitch." I have full confidence it's gonna do that, while also being completely honest and admitting it also needs to do that. But I firmly believe it will accomplish its goal. Whipping out its junk and dropping its nuts on everybody just like it did at the end of the Infinity Saga. Critically? Who the fuck cares about critically? It's an Avengers movie. Critics can go suck it. Actually, the hell with that. Critics can go toss the salad on that subject. They don't like the bombastic comic book movies. They like the Logans. They like the Dark Knights. Do I think Frank will be in Secret Wars? Could be. And I hate to say this, I don't know what the point of the Punisher in Secret Wars would be. I don't remember if he was in the. I know he showed up in the New Avengers run, because there's this cool scene, because an incursion was coming and they had run out of solutions. This is in the New Avengers run. So everyone's like, okay, we're going to die in 8 hours. So the Punisher was made aware of the situation. So he walks into a bar full of criminals. He's like, well, the end of the world's coming. And I thought to myself, if the end of the world's coming, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what I said. But basically, the end of the world's coming. So what the fuck do I need to keep all these bullets for? And just sprays. But that was... I'm not sure if Time Runs Out had technically started at that point or not, but it was still... If I'm remembering Rob's video on this correctly, that happened, I think, maybe about halfway through everything. Like the whole string of events, I feel like that was about halfway through. But yeah, and then the incursion didn't happen, and then they found out I think it was because the Cabal blew that world up. I think that's what it was. Cabal blew the world up, so the incursion never happened. Yeah, that the incursion not happening had Reed in full what the fuck mode for a minute. It was actually kind of funny, being honest. Yeah. Outside of that scene and some street level shit that was included in there, I think in tie-ins or whatever. Yeah, he wasn't. He was nowhere near any kind of significant part of the Hickman run. I don't think he was significant in any of them. But I don't recall that well Rob's videos on the first two from the 80s. Yeah, no. The Punisher show does good. They could change that, though. Oh, yeah, they could. But, if you think about it in, some large cosmic thingamabobber like that, outside of muscle, what good would the Punisher really be in that situation? I mean, Frank's smart, but, he's Earth smart. He's not cosmic smart. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, they could find a way to put him in it, I'm sure, because they're, way more creative than I am. But, just on a logical level, what advantage would there be to having the Punisher around, overall? And I hate to say it, in a situation like that, not much. He's not that useful. But that's just because of the extremeness of the situations. Yeah. All right, let's finish this fucking article. I have a whole shit ton more to talk about. The dummies are kicking in. Let's roll. Marvel animated series. Bastion and Mr. Sinister were the main villains / threats of X-Men 97 Season 1. And as we know, Apocalypse is going to serve that role in Season 2 on 3 different eras. But who is going to be the main villain / threat of Season 3? We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves, aren't we? So that, yeah. Okay. It's already been confirmed that the symbiote, aka Venom, will have a role in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2. This is true. They definitely hinted at that shit. But is Eddie Brock going to have a role in the upcoming season of the show, too? No. Wow. Well, there you have it. No Brock. That's kind of a bummer. Has there been any word about a potential Marvel Zombies Season 2? Yep. They want to continue that story. Like, say what you will about how that started and, Josh overreacted, but it was still, you could tell it was done under the old mentality, They were pushing Kate and Kamala pretty damn hard. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, the timing of that coming out is like months upon months of like all but the most diehard. Most people are pretty fucking over it, and already were by the time that show came out. So, but yeah, the way it ended and continued, like probably by the end of episode 1 and through the rest of it, was pretty dope. And that ending was super compelling. It was a decent little cliffhanger. And I'm totally down for a season 2. I enjoyed season 1. Yeah, I can see how the beginning would have triggered some people. I personally remembered when that show was created, so I was prepared. I had already convinced myself, like, okay, you know it's probably coming. Just know it's going to be there and just prepare to let it go by and, look beneath to the good stuff. And I was able to achieve that. Yeah. So, anywho. But yeah, so I'm totally down for Marvel Zombies Season 2. Ooh, Midnight Sun. I am definitely, before we get into the actual question and shit here, just the subject of Midnight Suns, I am hoping the reports of them, like, going into the supernatural side of Marvel are not bullshit, because I want that. I want them to go balls deep into the supernatural side of Marvel. There's so much fun over there. They would have to recast Morbius, which, it's necessary on so many levels, especially since Leto just, Tron bombed, and he was the main character. So they can recast Morbius and do him right in the MCU, so he can be in Midnight Suns. They can do whatever they need to do to be like, hey, this is Marvel, not Lucasfilm, Oscar Isaac. You can be Moon Knight again. We'll treat you good. And then we already have the Doctor Strange. He's not going. Cumberbatch isn't going much anywhere anytime soon. So he'll be available for that. Got Elsa Bloodstone from Werewolf by Night. Who else is available? If they ever get around to introducing Blade definitely belongs to Midnight Suns. So I want this. I want Midnight Suns. All right. Oh yeah, this homie. Will Black Knight still be involved in Blade and or Midnight Suns? Yes to both. They still want Kit Harington in the MCU. Well, is he up to anything? I think he's doing things. But, alright. I mean, if they ever get the Black Knight, is it the Black Knight? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. Black Knight. I did find a video where Rob talked about Black Knight. I didn't really find him super compelling. Interesting, but not super compelling. Like if this doesn't happen, I won't be like sad. I'm intrigued by the character, but if they don't find a way to squeeze him in, I'll be okay either. Don't they got to do a Blade movie first? I mean, they should. But honestly, if it takes a Midnight Suns movie to get him in, I'm fine with that. They can find a way to explain it. If the movie ends up coming second. I'd like to see more exploration on Moon Knight's character too. I'd like him to pick up right where they left off with Jake in charge. And him, basically, growing up with Khonshu. Like, they literally teased us with, like, at least in my mind, the most intriguing version of Mark Spector? Mark Spector. Yeah, I definitely would like them to... I just said that. I wanted to pick up with Jake. That's what I want. If they bring him back. And besides, a super violent version of Moon Knight would be perfect for Midnight Suns. For a while back, they're turning Moon Knight into a movie. Honestly, that would be a mistake. They need to bring him back in as part of the Suns. Because they done fucked up with the opportunity. They done fucked up with their the introduction of them, just like they did in a lot of characters in phases 4 and 5. That's the whole shame of it all. It's like Moon Knight's a dope character. But they fucked up the introduction. Like, I like Ms. Marvel. Fucking, what's her damn name? Iman Vellani. She's a hoot. She's so fun, and she plays Kamala Khan fun. She's an entertaining character. Like, they got her serious in moments, like, literally, I'll be honest, at just the right time in that show, right when you're like, okay, you need to tone your shit back just a little, and then they drop a nice little serious moment in there, and you're like, all right, cool. Oh, and look, you can pull that off too. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think a Moon Knight solo movie would be a good idea at all. My bigger cat is making the noise that says he found something interesting and probably something that Daddy wouldn't like to do. Let Coogler direct the Blade movie with a Sinner's budget and it's a slam dunk. I 100% fucking agree with that, bro. I don't know, like, I follow Bo DeMeo on the TwitX, and he did some tweeting about the Blade movie, and I think they need to get Coogler to direct it, and they find a way to get DeMeo to ghostwrite that bitch, and oh my god. I mean, much respect to Wesley Snipes and his introduction of Blade to the cinematic zeitgeist, but a Bo DeMeo written, Ryan Coogler directed Blade movie would be fucking amazing. I mean, think about that, chat. The director of Sinners, of Black Panther, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, directing a Blade movie, written by the writer of X-Men 97 Season 1. Let that shit percolate while I have a few sips of my beverage. I mean, that wouldn't be just the best Blade movie of all time. That could end up being like fucking top 10 MCU. Like jump right up there. If that would be the case, but it's not. But that's how good a Blade movie could be. You know? So yeah, they need to get on that shit though, but I want Midnight Suns. Well, Doctor Strange be in Midnight Suns. He fucking better be. Ironically enough, I heard Wong would be in it. So who knows? Maybe they'll include Strange in as well. Thing is, they still have to do Doctor Strange 3 as well. Oh, yeah, that is true. Wong. I mean, I'm a fan of Wongers. Don't get me wrong. Pause. Anyway, I enjoy Wong as a character. I have from Jump. He was even fun in She-Hulk. But honestly, I don't know about Wong and Midnight Suns. I think you need Stephen Strange. I mean, Wong's awesome. I'm a fan. But I don't know if I want him subbed in for Doctor Strange in Midnight Suns. I mean, I think I could end up being okay with it, but it's definitely not what I want. Oh, we're getting Doctor Strange 3, bro. And we'll almost assuredly before Midnight Suns. Anyway. Because you know Wong gonna be in that motherfucker too. No, Doctor Strange 3 isn't coming out till after Secret Wars. Probably not till after X-Men. Because they're going to want to get into the X-Men toot sweet after Secret Wars. And I think that's how they're doing it. I mean, they could put Doctor Strange 3 out as the first movie past Secret Wars to kind of be a bridge. Like, kind of establish the new baseline universe that we're going to have where everyone's in it. And then, do a cool story on top of that or even involving that concept. Something along those lines. I think that's a good thing they could do. Long is cool, but he's a side piece. That's one way to put it. Excuse me. What was I saying? God damn it. But yeah, Doctor Strange 3 is definitely not coming out till after Secret Wars. So they could use it as a bridge and get the audience used to the new paradigm, as it were. And then they can drop us some X-Men and fucking stomp on the gas pedal. That's a way they could do it. I don't know how they're fucking gonna do it, but that's a way they could do it. And I swear I'm like repeating someone else's words on that one. I can't remember who. So I'm not taking credit for that. That's a concept I heard from somebody else. But I like it. Sidekick was probably the better way to say it. I mean, yeah. Yeah, probably, but that's all right though because the other way is quite entertaining. You know. So, yeah. All right. What do they have planned that you can tell to us for the Magic Corner in the future beyond Midnight Suns? And that's the only thing as of right now. Strange Academy, Nico, Minoru, and Wiccan. Nico Minoru. Is that the character in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man? The one that they revealed as a witch? Is that who that is? Help me out with that one, chat. And they're really still doing Strange Academy. Alright. From Runaways. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's her in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Or does he mean they're going to bring her into live action as well? I wonder which version. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't dive into her magical skills uh, in season 2. Like, they can totally lean into that shit. You didn't watch it? Dude, it's actually really good. I thought it was going to be good, but I was surprised at how good it really was. It's not quite as, like, it's, you know, but it's right kind of almost in X-Men 97 territory, in my opinion. It was really fucking good. There were rumors of a Wiccan show back when Agatha was ending. I mean, it kind of sort of set something like that up. You're sick of Spider-Man Origins. I mean, that's fair. Let me just say this. It's a really good show. And what they do at the end makes it... Let's just say it's a really cool and very interesting twist on his origin. But you don't get it until literally the season finale. But it's a really, really good show. Oh, that was it. All right. Way more time I thought we were going to spend on that. I also got in the whole shit. So. Now, this is just an opinion. Now we wait for part 3, exactly. Now, this is just an opinion, but it comes from Charles Murphy, who's been in the game for quite some time. He used to do the insider scooper thing, but he's backed way off it, but he's still connected. Make no mistake, the man is still connected. If he wants info, he will get some info, right? So, he tweeted this out. My interpretation of the very solid info that's been passed to me about Brand New Day is that Cretin is cooking with the same gas that Taika did on Ragnarok. No direct adaptation, little deconstructivist approach. Sheer madness that clicks, using his actor strength. You know, Fire. See, seeing the word Taika in that sentence is freaky, but he specifies it for Ragnarok, which was actually good because that was Taika reined in. We saw what unrestrained Taika can get like in Love and Thunder. So no direct adaptation. That's not surprising. Little deconstructivist approach. That could mean a lot of things. I like that the word little is in there. Like, going whole hog into being deconstructivist. That can get you in trouble. Murphy saved himself with the Ragnarok mentioned. Yeah, for sure. Because if it was just like Taika without any qualification, I'm like, no, please, no, God, no. But Ragnarok, okay, cool. Because I actually really like Ragnarok. Griff must be on Rivals. But yeah, why aren't you? Because you are normally on Rivals as well, sir. I mean, I'm not bagging on you for it. Do your thing. Still got this stream running. I'm happy with that. You learned the wrong lessons from Ragnarok and went overboard with the comedy. I think if he would have been unrestrained, Ragnarok would have been a lot different. I think Feige had him restrained for Ragnarok. Mostly because Ragnarok directly runs into the beginning of Infinity War. Like, Feige was not going to let that get fucked up. Love and Thunder, he had a little bit less interest in because he had fucking Feige and Chapek up his ass about getting some fucking shows on Disney Plus. Love and Thunder butchered the potential they had before. The God Butcher. Oh my God, yes. Yeah. That is my personal worst MCU movie. And then the next one on that list is Quantumania, because that was really, really good. Yeah, so that's what Murphy had to say. No direct adaptation. Little deconstructivist approach. Pure madness that clicks. I'm a fan of madness that clicks. Using his actor strength. That generally turns out to be a good thing. So, what do you think about that, Jack? Played earlier, then went to a Christmas boat parade. Like, get on Rivals in a bit, just relaxing right now. Oh, that's totally fair. Totally fair. Hopefully they're cooking. I think they are. I think we're going to get some ridiculously good action because Dustin Daniel Cretton is the one that directed Shang-Chi, and we all know what the action was like in Shang-Chi. In a word, magnificent. I need to rewatch that shit. I haven't watched that shit in a minute. Thank you, dude. And not just because of the action, it's just a good movie. I'm just wondering, like, was is Ben Kingsley holding them to some kind of contract? Like, are they seriously thinking that, like, bringing back Trevor Slattery repeatedly is a good idea? He's not Wong. He is nowhere near. He's not that popular. But yet we got him again in Shang-Chi. And now we're getting him again in Wonder Man. And they still are marketing it by using, like, fucking, what was this last one? An interview. Like, Trevor Slattery was in an interview in this last fucking promotional thing they put out for Wonder Man. That's all they've put out. Is basically these little vignettes that are supposed to appear IRL. Like, what the fuck, man? That is not how you generate interest in a show. Especially one that Marvel fans are already going to be skeptical about in the first place. Because most of us have figured out that even though that is coming out January of 2026. What up, Brennan? It was conceived of in 2023 or 2024. You know, the dark times. So therefore that show, despite when it's actually premiering, is highly sus. They're dropping it all at once. Which is something they do when they know it's kind of sus. Or at least that makes it appear that they think we'll think it's sus at a minimum. So all right. I'll freely admit right now I'm a little bit behind on this one. Because most of the day it was 3 trailers, but then it became 4, and I lost track of what the 4th one's supposed to be. So, this is RPK's assessment of what the 3 trailers, as quoted by. Stop it. So, at each screening, this would be beginning next week with the premiere. What up, Brennan? One plays right before Avatar starts, and it's going to be 3 consecutive days. Each trailer is about a minute and a half long, and each one focuses on 1 or 2 characters, not teams. I can't reveal characters yet, but feel free to guess. So, Mr. RPK is claiming that it's not going to focus on teams. A lot of people speculated it was going to be teams. You know, like the Sam's Avengers and X-Men and Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers, 1, 2, 3. I believe when word came out about the 4th, and people would be like, okay, that's where we get all the doominess about. Maybe some character reveals about motherfuckers going to be on his side, because right now that is pure speculation. Like the characters that are going to be helping him out, because there's going to be characters that are going to be helping him out. Have I seen the Avatar movies? I've only watched the first one, and I haven't even watched that in like fucking years. And I did never watch The Way of Water. I am not going to the movie to see Fire and Ash for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm good. So I guess there's now 4. Another theory that's out there is that the 4th one would be the previous 3 like linked together, rather than in like, this little mini 3 episode dealy. No matter what they end up consisting of, like if it's what RPK says, and they'll be more focused on characters than a whole, a couple characters than a whole team. I'm not sure why they would go that route. Because let's face it, these characters in 1s and 2s are really not that compelling. Like that's on the current roster. If we're being honest, that's the case. Like they're barely compelling in a large group. I mean, out of the MCU characters, not the Fox X-Men, they're dope. Um, so, you know, I don't know that like focusing in on just a couple of them is the best idea. What was news about Brand New Day? Oh, the biggest part is that the Hulk that's going to be in there is potentially the Gray Hulk. Instead of a true full-on savage Green Hulk again, we might get Joe Fixit. Justice for Cyclops. Fuck yeah, right. I agree, man. That's like the big thing. And there's like one bit of ancient ass evidence to fucking justify it, or that supports that. But I have no idea how they get there. There was one tweet from Alex Perez that implied Scorpion is going to have something to do with it, and I don't even know what the fuck that means. So, yeah, could be Grey Hulk, which does in a way make sense. But that's a whole conversation. Cyclops like boy bands never forget. God damn it, Delta Dan. Why did you have to bring that shit up? But if I recall correct, what boy band was it? Do you even remember? I can't remember. Please tell me you remember. I promise I will not bag on you for remembering. I will be impressed. I need to wipe my glasses. Oh, that's magnificent. Yeah, I would much also prefer Savage Green. So yeah, 3 now, I guess 4 consecutive trailers, 1 per week for 4 weeks. You think NSYNC? That's kind of what I was thinking too. So even if he likes boy bands, he picked the better one of that time, in my opinion. Yeah. Yes, it was definitely one of the two. I 100% agree. Fucking back's been bugging me lately. Was always a big Cyclops guy, though he was a bit of a jealous bee. Cyclops lived a hard-ass life in the comics, man. Our boy got shit on a lot, and he just powered the fuck through most of it. He went a little crazy in AVX, especially when he got the Phoenix Force. That's when he killed Charles. Like, killed him dead. They somehow, I don't remember how they twisted it back around, but yeah. Yeah, they definitely, Cyclops needs the treatment in live action that Bo DeMeo gave him in X-Men 97. That was motherfucking Cyclops, bro. That shit was amazing. I was not mad, even though I am a Wolverine fan, that they kind of put him to the back just a bit, you know? They didn't dwell on him the way, well, the original X-Men 92, yeah, 3, can't remember right. That one leaned hard into Wolverine. This one did not. You know, they brought Cyclops, like, well to the forefront this time. And it was done really, really well. They have to find a way to do that in live action. Not just with James Marsden, but going forward into whoever the new Cyclops is going to be. They need to keep writing him like that. Like, big time, they need to keep writing. So, do you think this is a good strategy? Do they really think people are going to be so intrigued by these trailers that they're going to go buy tickets for Avatar 4 fucking weeks in a row? Like, I saw, I think it was Beyond Reporter. He tweeted out, it's still in my reply. It's chilly down here. My hands are cold. Hold up. Wait. Oh, yeah, there it is right there at the top of my reply. According to Beyond Reporter, Marvel does not plan to release any trailers for Avengers Doomsday online. That's not smart at all. I'll buy the tickets for the Doomsday trailer and dip. I don't have that, you know. I might be able to do that once. And I really would do that. I'm not that interested in Avatar 3 that I want to sit there for fucking 3+ hours in a theater. It's definitely one I'd be like, I got to be able to pause that when I want to pause that kind of movie. I will wait for streaming for that bitch. Shit, I need to go back and watch the first one and then actually watch The Way of Water for the first time. And then only then will I be ready for Fire and Ash. Avatar and Way of Water each made over $2 billion. Damn. I knew they made billions, but I didn't realize they both cracked 2. Trailers will be online whether Marvel likes it or not. Oh, totally. Probably within 12 hours of a premiere from somewhere. Question will be who catches it and gets it distributed before it gets taken down. Avatar 2 is better. Okay. That's cool. Any further thoughts on the trailers and the fact that Marvel's intent is to keep them only in the theater, at least for a while? Because I think that's kind of bullshit. I'm not thrilled about that, but, they'll get leaked. I'll find a way to see it. Take some notes. Because it's going to end up gone before I can, we can go over it on screen. Hell yeah, cell phone vids, baby. Shaky cam. Get some shaky cam. Doomsday trailer. I'm here for it. Maybe they'll release the tasers as a compilation and post on YouTube. That would be really cool. They might do that. Probably. Well, Avatar Fire and Ash drops mid-December next week. And that bitch is going to be in the theater no less than 6 weeks, and it might leg out to 8. So, at the earliest, Fire and Ash probably won't leave the theater till end of January, maybe first week of February. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. December 18th, 2026. Oh, for Doomsday, yeah. You think Fire and Ash will probably make over $2 billion? It could. They love that shit overseas. And you really need overseas to hit that kind of number. Actually, you need overseas to hit $1 billion, period, anyway. So. Alright. Excuse me. They'll release the trailers after Fire and Ash hits $2 billion. Maybe. Could do that. Oh, we hit our $2 billion. Here's your present. That would be kind of lame. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd watch the shit out of it, but it'd still be lame in principle. But yeah, I'd watch it. There's no way I'm not going to watch it on some kind of... The way you handle this is bullshit. No, I'm not going to watch the compilation. That makes it super easy to put everything together and theorize. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that shit. I will watch that a few times. Yep. Alright, chat. I'm going to go tinkle. And then we're going to get into the DC of it all. It's time. You think I might get all the way to mid-February? Damn. That's like a full 8 weeks right there. We watched Chairs. Fair. We did watch Chairs. Jesus Christ. We really did. Alright. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'm going to tinkle, and then we're getting into the DC of it all. Sorry about that. I'll be back. It's going to be a lot better, or a lot easier to think now. Yep. All right. You're not going to get into the DC of it all. All right. So, I have yet to see people get dinged for this. So, we're going to hope that Warner Brothers aren't as dickish as Amazon was with the Boys trailer. And we're going to watch this shit, then we're going to go over this shit. And hopefully not get copyright hit. All right. I'm sure we've all seen it already, but we're going to do it again.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy. I, Scarjo'S, hereby declare that 23 will be the best year yet. Let's be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Proton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind. Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Do others on your planet have powers like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Okay, guys. On the first time I've seen it? Oh, hell no. I've seen it a couple times. But if anyone had not yet seen that hog, or if seeing it for the next whatever number of time it is made you give you any different thoughts than you had earlier, I'm wondering if that's the case. So at this moment, what do you guys think about that trailer? Like, do you like it? Do you dislike it? Or are you just like, eh? Think it's an alright trailer? That tastes like I'm gonna need a new one tomorrow. Or maybe later. What would you give Millie Alcock, Delta Dan? I would love to know what the end of that sentence is. Guardians vibes, the haters say. We shall discuss that. What's up, David? How you doing, man? Gives you Guardians vibes? It was an okay trailer, wasn't wowed. Alright. That's all pretty fair. I mostly agree with what you guys are saying. Maybe the official trailer would get me hyped like what happened with Superman. Yeah, Superman had a pretty weak first trailer too. Oh, you'd hive? Oh, gee. Oh, ha, ha. I thought that's kind of where you're going with it, but I was really hoping there was more. It's kind of where I was coming from with that Muppet. Sorry. Where you've seen it still feels the same. Mid. Okay. Millie Alcock is gonna be great. Oh yeah, no. I have no issue with Millie Alcock. I think she's gonna do really, really well. Excuse me. No, I think she's gonna kill it. I have full confidence. But let's dive just a little deeper and then get into our final subject. Frankly, I'm getting chilly. My hands are getting really cold. All right. Oh, before we get full into it, you guys remember the leak trailer description we went over last week? They were fucking dead on. Whoever the hell that was dead fucking on. It was literally beat for beat.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy. I, Scarjo'S, hereby declare that 23 will be the best year yet. Let's be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was
So obviously she's in a pretty somber mood. You know, she's in a pretty somber mood, and I don't blame her. She's been through some shit. Like this, for example.
it like to lose everything in the day?
That is Ruthie. And that right there.
To lose everything in the day.
This shit right here. This shit right here. Some people are presuming that this is a strong hint for Brainiac because this is a city being removed. And if this is Brainiac, it will be shrunk and placed into a glass bottle, and this will be, I believe it's Candor. This is the one that ends up in Brainiac's bottle. And this looks like it could be the start of that procedure. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool, honestly, if that is the case. Either way, this is just kind of cool.
Her Tom didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
And then we have this.
This does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Okay. From what I understand, this is our bad guy. That is, I believe, supposed to be Krem of the Yellow Hills. I don't have an image ready, but the comic version of Krem of the Yellow Hills does not look like that. He's actually kind of a handsome fella. They went the opposite direction, obviously. But yeah, this is our main villain.
Do others on your planet have powers like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
We got heat vision though. That's kind of cool. It's pretty quick. But at least we got
pretty small group of two.
Now this I've seen a couple people intimate that like Crypto here is actually legit like ill and dying in this scene. Or possibly not ill. I'm not sure what the cause is. I don't think they said. But he is actually dying in this scene. And I'm torn about that because anything bad happening to animals makes me really, really sad. But Crypto is also really, really annoying. So, like, I'm torn. That's what's happening here. And that's all we get of Momoa.
What Superman?
Shit.
He sees the good in everyone. Not
God
look like
damn it.
pretty small group of two.
All right. Okay. Well, there we go. I think that's the best I'm going to be able to pull off. So, and yeah, you can see he obviously looks like Lobo, like we knew Momoa was going to look. I'm guessing that's supposed to be his cigar, although that literally looks like a fucking glow stick. There we go. Tell me that doesn't just look like a glow stick trying to be a cigar. Yeah, Momoa looks good. Like, he's going to kill it as Lobo. But notice how quickly I have to fucking click, because that's all the Lobo they gave us.
Superman.
That was before that. I still like that we got in that teaser too.
He's the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Okay. All right, so look. In the lead up to the teaser, and obviously we see here she's wearing a long leather coat. And in the lead up to the teaser, she was wearing said coat and bebopping to a Walkman with orange, with the foam orange color. What other character do we know of that's closely associated with James Gunn that wears a long leather coat and carries a Walkman with headphones where the overfoam is orange? Anybody? Momoa needed more screen time in the trailer. He's the biggest draw as an actor in for the movie. True. The young lass with the sword looks familiar. Has she been in anything else? I have no idea. Skylord? You mean Star Lord? Yes, exactly my point. Exactly my point. This is supposed to be Supergirl. Guardians of the Galaxy is Marvel. Supergirl's DC. Practically everything you've done for like the last I don't know how many years has been fucking, if not actual Guardians of the Galaxy, then something that feels like it, regardless of whether it occurs in space or on some terrestrial format. It all still feels Guardians of the Galaxy ish. Because this is like the umpteenth fucking thing in a row that you've been involved with. Now, a lot of people are like, he didn't write or direct it. True, he did not. Um, However, James Gunn is co-head of that studio. So if James Gunn wants to dip his little fingies in a movie and nudge people in a way that he Brett killed the Star Lord though, almost definitely. But if he wants to nudge a movie or a show in a direction, uh, all he has to do is walk in and be like, "Okay, I need you to do this stuff this way. Thank you," and then turn around and walk out because he's the fucking head of the studio and he can do that shit. Just like Kevin Feige can and has, just like Kathleen Kennedy can and has, so can James Gunn. And if this is a movie that was neither written nor directed by James Gunn, but still feels like James Gunn, the only way that happens is because James Gunn fucking gunned all over the movie in his studio head role, which is something I've personally feared. Um, and that's definitely a widely held opinion about like the feel of that trailer. Now it did have some cool shit in it. It definitely needed more Lobo. The visuals are crisp. That shit looked good. Like the CGI of Crypto is still pretty tight. Like I'll give it that. The visuals are good. What up, Brutal? How you doing, my guy? Gunned it, you might say. Exactly. I like to say gunned all over it. You know, you can just see him doing the same shit Ken Jeong did in The Hangover. You know, just doing that all over everything. So that I think that there are aspects of even the Woman of Tomorrow story that you know can be sort of Guardians ish, but it's definitely not the overall vibe. The overall vibe is what Kara was like saying in her spoken lines. That's what the story's about. Her being all kinds of fucked up. What up, Brutal? You know? And like being drunken on various planets. Like that's a big part of the actual story in the comic. And they put it in the script in her speech, but then they put that over a Blondie song and then threw in some action that was good, not great, nothing super impressive about the action they put in there. Like the overall visuals looked really, really good, but and then we get like a millisecond of Momoa. Like what the fuck? So, like, I'll put it this way: I don't think it's a bad trailer. I think it's an alright trailer. Like, just insofar as trailers go on the surface level, it's a decent trailer. Um, it does not evoke feelings of excitement in me, though, which is the general purpose of a trailer. It's supposed to, give the audience such a good taste that they want a bigger taste. Trailers are supposed to be crack, basically. They're supposed to give you a taste, and then you need that high again. And, you get excited for, like, the next trailer. And then you get that, and you're like, and you're, like, excited for the movie. And you get to the movie, and it's awful. That's, like, the main goal. And this is an alright trailer, but it did not make me hype for the movie. It also did not dissuade me from wanting to see the movie, which, sometimes trailers will do that. It will literally dissuade me. I'll go see a trailer and I'll be like, what the fuck? Prediction, Crypto almost dies saving Supergirl by the end. That wouldn't surprise me. You're gunning for that? Jesus Christ. Fuck you, Brutal, but also nice. But fuck you. But nice. So, I don't hate it. I don't even just merely dislike it. Like, it's okay. Like, it's an okay trailer. You know, it accomplished its job of not making me want to, not making me, not reducing my desire to see the movie. It did not reduce my desire to see the movie, so that's good. But it also didn't increase my desire to see the movie either. Like, here's what they need to do in the second trailer, or the next one they show, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it a teaser, and then the next one, the first official trailer? Fine. We'll go that route. For the first full official trailer, here is what they need to do. Instead of just using some of the conversation to establish the tragedy and like one quick shot of her screaming in space, um, lean into that way harder, and this time make the music match what's going on. No peppy music behind it this time. Like fucking heavy dark music with her explaining her fucking trauma. You need to do that, and they also need to bring Momoa into it in a much more significant manner. Not enough to overshadow Millie herself because, it's her fucking movie. She's Supergirl. But they need to lean into Momoa pretty fucking hard. Like, Millie's good, and she has somewhat of a following from House of the Dragon. Like, that's a lot of people fucking watch that show, and a fair chunk of them, um, are fans of hers from Hot D. But that's still, like, in the grand scheme, nowhere near enough, it's not that big of a base, right, of popularity for her to be a cinematic draw. Momoa is going to be the cinematic draw of this movie. Like, let's be real. So they need to promote him quite heavily. Again, not so heavily. So she was never in Game of Thrones? No. Nope. Just the first, most of the first season of Hot D. Or about half, maybe. But yeah, I mean, again, she's Supergirl, so you can't overshadow her with Momoa, but, you can also make him a close second, which is what they need to do. And they need to actually match the tone of what's she's speaking about, what's happening to her with, like, the fucking music this time, bro. Like, it doesn't have to be like sad violin filled orchestral music. It just needs to, have a heaviness to it. That's all. You can do that in practically any musical genre you want. It's about the feel, not about the style. Can you tell the gummies are rolling? She's only in like 3 episodes, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them were about her, and she fucking killed it. So, yeah, I do not worry about her at all. I don't worry about Momoa. I mean, a lot of people probably just think he's like, sort of like The Rock, just like Beefcake that can kind of sort of act. He actually can act. Um, it hasn't been leaned into in a lot of his most popular projects. He got to lean into it fairly decently when he was on Stargate Atlantis. Uh, yeah, he was allowed a bit more range on that show than he's been able to express in a lot of things. Now, I haven't seen Minecraft, so I haven't seen like his completely goofy side. I'm still not sure that I want to, especially not in that fucking movie. But we'll see. I may break down and watch that sometime. Minecraft. True. David, fucking true. Oh man. Yeah, Gunn is a known freak, but I don't even think he would cross that line. I'm not saying he wouldn't consider it for a little bit. He probably would be like, no. And then he would eventually do the smart thing and decide against it. Well, that could actually go one of two ways, executive judge. It could work against you, but it could also work for you. Trust. It could work in your favor. Yeah, no, she wants to go see Supergirl. I don't blame her, man. Momoa's a specimen. There's like literally no denying that shit. I have not watched Rob's vid on that. I need to watch that Rob's video for that shit. Perfect comic for Gunn, to be honest. Uh, that's not good news. Momoa could take all our women from us. Yeah, easily. Yes, he could. But the good part is we're in the theater and he's nowhere near the theater. It's just an image of him on screen. It's a good one. The video. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch that shit. I'm gonna have to watch that shit. I probably would have look for some shit like that. Actually, I would have thought he already did it. I was gonna go search it like a while ago, and then I just never got around to it. So if he only just now dropped one, then fucking A. That works. All right. Do you guys have any further thoughts on the trailer, or shall we get into this fucking uh, story here? But if you guys got further thoughts on the trailer, please feel free to share them. If Gunn did take it there, would their baby be a super mutant? It could be a new origin story for Bizarro. Although they already set that up at the end in Superman anyway, with how they disposed of Ultraman there. He could have survived that singularity and got shot into Bizarro world and deformed and shit and ended up a Bizarro because he does have Superman's powers because he's a clone. So, yeah. I don't. That's just some speculation I've heard about how we could end up with a Bizarro. Or drop that Marvel will mark strikes on whoever drops cam recordings of the Doomsday trailer. Oh, there's no way in hell I would fucking go over it on the screen. No, I would watch it on my own and then talk about it later. Yeah, there's no way in hell I would put that on the screen. Fuck no. That would get my entire channel disappeared. I'm doing that shit. Can't strike Discord. Exactly. Like, we could all boot up our Discords and watch it together if we had to. Oh, excuse me. Actually, you know what? That's not a half bad idea. If someone gets one on the Discord, we all need to get into each other's servers. By the way, Brutal send me an invite. Um, actually, what do you guys think about that? That'd be actually pretty cool. A little trailer watch party in the Discord. That'd be fun. I think that's a good idea. Excuse me. All right, let's get into this last motherfucking story, y'all. And this one is a little nuts. I'm not gonna open it. What's up next? Oh, he didn't actually say it out loud. Okay. Well, anyway. And I'll just have to explain it to you. Unless you want to give me a couple minutes here. Give me just a minute. Oops. Okay. Oh, great. You motherfucker. Oh, that's what I wanted. Am I still on? I'm still on. What the fuck is going on? I'm still on. Where the hell am I? Oh, haha. That's what happened. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm back. We're fixed. All right. So they're back on. All right. Damn it. Ugh, I have a burp stuck. Don't you fucking hate it? Yeah, that was weak. All right. So Jeff Snyder in his newsletter yesterday, uh, even though it somehow only hit the internets today, or maybe it was all yesterday. Anyways, so he dropped this yesterday. Um, and of course is kind of big news, right? So here it be. Now it says hot rumor. Scarlett Johannsen's role in the Batman Part 2 revealed. Is she playing the Phantasm, Poison Ivy, Vicky Vale, or someone else entirely? Find out below. Oh, he says happy Saturday. Why is it dated yesterday? You know. Anyway, so I guess it dropped today. Happy Saturday, folks. Looking around Twitter over the past 24 hours, it's clear that certain Batman Part 2 rumors are starting to spread, so let's sort fact from fiction, shall we? I'll be going live on the hot mic shortly to discuss the story below, so be sure to tune in. Premium subscribers can enter the Snyderverse to read more. I do subscribe to the newsletter. Hot rumor. Scarlett Johansson expected to play Gilda Gold, a.k.a. Mrs. Harvey Dent, in the Batman Part 2. Scarlett Johansson's casting in the Batman Part 2 last week effectively served as a bat signal to scoopers around the world that after years of rumors, speculation, and missed release dates, director Matt Reeves is finally gearing up to return to Gotham City for real. Johansson is a real deal movie star, and her casting is a coup for the Bat sequel. But without any plot details to chew on, fans were left to wonder who exactly she'd be playing. Earlier rumors suggested that Johansson would be a love interest who would most likely be revealed to be villainous in nature. Fans tossed out the usual guesses, the Phantasm, Poison Ivy, Vicky Vale, etc. But a well-placed agency source reached out on Friday afternoon to shed some light on where things stand. According to this source, Batman Part 2 offers 3 new key roles, among other plum parts, and the town's agents were instructed to pitch clients for a man and woman in their 40s and an older man in his 60s. I'm told by this source that the three roles are in fact Harvey Dent, his wife, and his father. Dr. Arkham is also in the movie, but it's expected to be a smaller role. Thus, it's my understanding that Johansson will play Mrs. Dent, aka Gilda Gold, and that Reeves had reached out to 61-year-old Brad Pitt not about playing Harvey, but about playing his alcoholic father, Christopher Dent, who had an abusive relationship with his son. Alas, despite rampant rumors, Pitt will not be involved in the Batman sequel, as next year he'll be busy shooting Edward Berger's The Riders for A24. It was impossible to make the dates work once production on The Riders was pushed back a month or so. That's all I know, quote unquote, as of right now. The following is mere speculation. For those of you who aren't familiar with Batman comics, Gilda Gold is revealed to be the holiday killer, well, one of two, the culprit behind a year-long mobster murder spree in Batman The Long Halloween. Now, keep this in mind. Now, I'm not saying that Reeves is simply doing The Long Halloween, a comic that clearly influenced Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and the Batman as well. It's more likely Reeves and his co-writer Mattson Tomlin are picking and choosing certain characters and plot points from The Long Halloween to include in their sequel. I believe this theory is bolstered by the current release date for The Batman Part 2, October 1st, 2027. I was always curious about that date. For example, why not release it in July when The Dark Knight hit theaters? But it makes much more sense if there's a long Halloween element to the movie. Reeves has said that The Batman Part 2 is another dark serial killer tale, and that the villain has never been done before in live action. The holiday killer fits that description and also feels like the kind of buzzy role Scarjo would aggressively lobby for, having played a hero in the MCU and Jurassic World franchises. The buzz about Reeves casting the Dent family has been spreading online as Twitter scooper viewer Anna hinted at Harvey's return on Friday, while industry veteran Chris Tapley posted an image of Gilda Gold with the eyes emoji. Unlike the Pitt rumor, which I warned the internet not to aggregate when I first mentioned it on Thursday on my podcast, The Hot Mic, the Dent rumor seems legit. A representative for DC declined to comment. With production slated to start in May, you can expect to hear more news on the Batman Part 2 soon, so stay tuned to the Insider for further development. Okay, so she is supposed to be Gilda Dent, maiden name Gold, and in the long Halloween run, she is one of the holiday serial killers. Now notice where was it? Okay, yeah, here. Early rumors suggested that Johansson would be a love interest who would most likely be revealed to be villainous in nature. See, literally everyone, including myself, automatically assumed it would be a love interest of Bruce Wayne. Right? Like, who else could it mean? Well, if they're casting it this way, a love interest who would most likely reveal to be villainous in nature, a love interest could be the love interest of Harvey Dent, and of course, her revealed to be villainous in nature, she was one of the holiday killers. It fits, man. It actually makes sense. So we still know, yeah. So yeah, this being, not necessarily, again, a full adaptation of Long Halloween, but like he's saying, bringing in elements of it, that makes total sense. And now, god damn it, I'm dumb. Now I'm going to show you what I noticed earlier but wanted to circle back to because now it is time to do that. Bear with me because my dumbass closed the window, so now I have to fucking get back to it. Find this. Alright, so obviously I would go to the DC page to get to the Supergirl trailer. Right? So look, there's the Supergirl trailer. And I happen to scroll down just out of curiosity. And 4 days ago, look what the official DC page posted. Batman The Long Halloween Part 1. Joker comes home for the holiday. Four days ago. And Snyder drops this shit today. Which not guaranteed to, but makes sense that it would be adapting aspects at least of The Long Halloween. And very recently on the DC YouTube channel, they dropped The Long Halloween Part 1. Joker comes home for the holidays. Excuse me. Oh, that's the one I've been waiting for too, even though that one was kind of weak as well. So isn't that interesting, chat? I have no idea if that actually means something, but the timing is at a minimum curious, at least in my mind. And I said I just happened to fucking notice that. I should actually try and find a way to clip this. But I mean, again, he said it's just a hot rumor, but I mean, you got to prepare correctly, don't you, Brutal? It's required, right? Especially to play that fucking game. So, what do you think, chat? Do you think that's some bullshit, or do you think Snyder's source was accurate? And it does, you know, it does dovetail nicely with that earlier rumor. And let's face it, we all made an assumption. I made the assumption. Yes, sir. I mean, I made the assumption just like everyone else did that they assumed that it was going to be a love interest of Bruce Wayne. But it could very easily be, that was revealed to be villainous. That could very easily be Mrs. Harvey Dent, Gilda Gold, a holiday killer. And I think that'd be cool. And I think Jeff Snyder's right. I think Scarlett may want to actually play not the hero this time. You know? She might want to stretch her villainous side, as it were. Loosen up her villain muscles. Something like that. I think it makes sense. I think it sounds actually pretty cool if it's real. I can't remember who I heard mention it, and I don't know if this is accurate, but I think in the Long Halloween run, she actually has a significant part in Harvey being turned into Two-Face. Do not quote me on that, though. Matter of fact check me on that if you choose to, if you don't know. But I think it makes sense. I'm inclined to believe it, but if it later gets disproven, I also won't be like super surprised. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you guys think, man? Do you like it? Well, first of all, do you buy it? And then, regardless of if you buy it, assume it's going to happen. What do you think of it? Because I kind of buy it, and I think if they executed well, it could actually be really good. A lot of actors say playing the villain is more fun. Yeah, I've heard that. I feel like that's true. Like, I don't feel like that's like, the company line or, whatever. Ask Giancarlo. Yeah, I'm sure he has a ton of fun. And he does it so fucking well. But I can see him being like almost like that, but in a somewhat more heroic role or protagonistic role, but he could still keep that fucking um, poker face thing he has going like 24/7. He has RPF. He has resting poker face. That man stays playing villains. Yeah, and he actually manages to individualize him, but still always being Giancarlo Esposito. Like Sam Jackson's the same way. Like he can play all kinds of different characters and do it really well, but there's always Sam Jackson to it. Same kind of thing. They each do it in a different way, but it's on the at its most basic level, it's the same shit. They both do it really really well. So I dig it. Like I'm down for it if it's real. I am down for it if it's real. Like and also she is signed on to be in an Exorcist movie as well. So there's a little more evidence that she's like ready and down to and actively trying to explore like the delving into the darker side of like the project. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, Chad. I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon, but you guys, if there's anything you guys want to talk about, lay it on me. Now is the time. I found it. Giancarlo's even a villain in the Far Cry game. That's awesome. I'd love to see Giancarlo in a Batman film as a villain. I want him to be Lucius Fox. Going from Morgan Freeman in the Nolan ones to Giancarlo in the Reeseverse as fucking Lucius Fox would be fucking dope, dude. He's fantastic. No, 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 no. Under no circumstances should Giancarlo Esposito ever be Mr. Freeze. What the? What? Why? Why? No. That would be horrible. Not because Giancarlo sucked. He would like do his best he could, but that's just horrible casting. Lucius Fox, yes, he did. One of the first episodes. It was the Clayface episode. Yeah. Too afraid to embrace the vision? The fuck are you talking about? I do not know what you mean, sir. Explain yourself, son. Absolute Mr. Freeze is terrifying. I believe that. Lucius was the mechanic that built the Batmobile? No, Clayface lured him to some weird meeting site pretending to be Bruce and setting Bruce up to be like, well, he was supposed to be setting him up to be a murderer, but Batman was there and Lucius lived, but of course accused Bruce Wayne of the thing, so Batman had to like seriously go in hiding. That's like the most I remember about him was that one episode. Freeze Fancast? Yeah, I hate that. I hate that a lot. That's really all I got. I absolutely hate it. And I don't know what they're thinking. You gonna look it up? Nice. Alright, chat. I'm getting on out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you had fun. I hope you dug the information that was provided. I just hope you had a good motherfucking time. So, thank you for being here. You guys are dope. You choose to spend time here, and time is precious. So that's kind of crazy. So thank you. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Hope you have a good beginning to your week. Yes, join the Discord. Notifications are much more reliable there, but please, on your way in, if you did not on your way in, please on your way out, hit that there like. And if you are new, please hit the subscribe and the bell. Pretty please and thank you. And also, again, join the Discord. Notifications are much more reliable than YouTube. And people drop cool videos in there and shit. So, yeah. Do all that stuff. Do all the YouTube stuff. Just do the stuff. Do the things. It won't take much time at all. See you, David. So, have a good rest of your weekend. And we'll see you Wednesday at 9. Much love, y'all. Bye. Oh, yeah. I think that was a good stream, chat. I hope you agree. I think we did pretty good. I think we went over some good stuff. I think we had some good talks. We done good, chat. We done really good. And I thank you for being here. I love y'all. I'm grateful for y'all. And not just around Thanksgiving. All the time, I'm grateful. So thank you very much for being the dope-ass community that you are. Be safe out there. We'll see you Wednesday. And remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Peace.